Hi, you're watching Floyd Steinberg's YouTube channel. I bought this Roland S-1 recently, still learning it. And one of its unique selling points is the oscillator drawing function, where you can kind of draw the waveform of the pulse wave oscillator. As you can see here, I brought my cheap digital oscilloscope back so we can see what's happening. And if you think that might be interesting, please join me in this video. This synth has 4 oscillators: pulse, saw and subwave and noise, but only the pulse wave oscillator will be used in this video. The effects aren't in use either, so we can now listen to the pure, unadulterated pulse wave and watch it on the oscilloscope as well. That's a nice clean square wave. While we're here, hold shift and turn the pulse wave knob to introduce some pulse width modulation. Roland really did a textbook example of PWM there. Beautiful. But now let's draw some oscillator graphs. Press Shift and 5 and you'll see an abbreviation SW. This here is supposed to be a W. Press Enter and now you can turn the encoder to turn on the drawing function and select either step or slope mode. First, step mode. What you hear now is a triangle wave with metallic sounding overtones and a staircase-like display on the oscilloscope. Changing from step to slope, the graph is smoothed out and we now hear a clean triangle wave. Press Exit to return to the main menu of the drawing function and then play a note and press the Hold button for a continuous tone. Then turn the encoder right to start drawing. The display will now read Form. The oscillator's period is now divided into 16 steps that just so happen to be assigned to the 16-step buttons on the keyboard. Hold down one of the steps and turn the encoder left or right to move the corresponding part of the graph along the y-axis, like this. Values range from negative to positive 100, and as you can see here, I've made some serious dents there, and you can clearly hear the overtones introduced by those spikes. Let's use this function to draw a sine wave, which isn't one of the naturally given wave shapes on the S1. I'll walk through the graph key by key and adjust the values till we have something resembling a sine wave. Here's a shortcut, and this is the result. Turning the encoder right takes you to the multiplier function. What this does is some kind of oscillator synchronization. The oscillator's period gets restarted at the fraction you're specifying, so it's playback one or more times completely and then a bit. This once again results in a clearly distinguishable overtone that rings out at the frequency the cut appears at. Here's how it sounds and looks like. Each time the multiplier hits an exact multiple of 1, the overtones will go away. Moving the encoder around will increase or decrease the pitch of the overtones. That's the drawing function, which has its uses for creating metallic bell and guitar-like sounds. Next to it is the chopping function, which can be used to remove certain parts of an oscillator's wave. Press Exit and then Shift and 6 to use this function. In the first menu, you can determine the emphasis on the overtones. This reads OVTN for overtone. Press Enter and slightly increase that value, then press Exit and move on to the next menu by turning the encoder right. In the next set of menus, you can determine if you want to chop the pulse, saw or subwave oscillator, or even the noise. As the pulse wave is the only active oscillator at this moment, we'll use that one. Now you can see all those key steps lighting up, and by pressing one of them, you will remove the part of the oscillator wave corresponding to the position of the key you just pressed. For example, I pressed button 9 here, which cut out a slice of the graph near its middle, as you can see on the oscilloscope's display. You can also immediately hear that sharp overtone introduced by that gap. Moving back to the overtone menu, we can now hear and see what that parameter does. As I slowly increase its value, the gaps of the graph get deeper and deeper, pronouncing those sharp overtones. Yep, and that's it. Oscillator drawing and chopping on the Roland S-1. I hope you found this interesting. All that remains is to create a musical, meaningful patch using the filter envelopes and effects now, and maybe a 16-step sequence as well. I'll start by adding some more oscillators. Low pass filter. And filter envelope. Delay and reverb, and I'm recording in mono here, so you will hear mono instead of stereo. Press menu and turn the encoder right to turn on the chorus effect. By the way, if you know if it's possible to detune the individual oscillators on the S1, please post a comment. I haven't found a way so far. A little bit of LFO on the filter. Press the step key and then push all the step sequence buttons that should play a note. Now hold the step key and turn the encoder to adjust the note value. Yeah, and that concludes my video on the oscillator drawing and chopping feature on the Roland S-1. Reading about this in the manual is kind magic, but seeing it on an oscilloscope certainly helped me. I hope you found this interesting, and if you did, please consider subscribing to my channel for more nerdy music tech videos. As always, thanks for watching, and see you again very soon. Bye bye!